is Kristen, and today I have a very exciting and highly requested video for you. I know that my channel has been kind of unofficially been branded a self-harm recovery channel, which it's great. I love to hear you guys' stories and I like to help you in your recovery with self-harm. I try to make a wide range of recovery videos just to reach a more broader audience, but today specifically I'm going to be talking about self-harm recovery. So if that is you and you are suffering with self-harm and you just want to know a few tips and take your recovery to the next level, this is your video. I've gotten a lot of requests on how to throw away our tools, our self-harm tools. This is a very controversial topic and I find that it's really hard to find information online about this. How do we go about throwing away our self-harm tools? I've had a lot of experience with this through my many years of recovering from self-harm. I've thrown away self-harm tools a variety of ways. Some worked, some didn't, and today I'm just gonna give you my personal advice on how I did it and how I advise you to do it. This is just my personal view on things, so take it with a grain of salt. These tips could work for you or they might not. I know a lot of people ask me how to just throw your tools away. You just want them gone out of your life. You want to take them all in a baggie and you want to throw them away. But then there's other people who are scared to do that because our tools are a comfort blanket for us. We've used them so much to cope with our emotions in an unhealthy way, but it still is our comfort blanket. Whenever we're sad, angry, depressed, anxious, we go for them. And I totally understand that, and I totally understand you when you say that you don't feel ready, you don't feel like you can throw them out right now. This tip is for the people who fall in that category, who feel like I'm not ready to throw them out, they're my comfort blanket, I don't know where I would be without them. This is for you, and this is what has worked for me in the past. Now, I've thrown out all my tools all together before. I do not recommend that, just throwing them all out at the same time, because then when you rip off that comfort blanket, you have to find another comfort blanket. You have to find that comfort, so you go for things that you're not necessarily used to harming yourself with. Now, I don't think that anyone should harm themselves, but in recovery, sometimes we relapse, and in my mind, if you're comfortable with something and you know you're not going to give yourself further damage with that thing, I find that that's the thing you should stay with. I feel like if you take away a self-harmer's tools altogether, and when they get the urge to self-harm, they will go for things that they're not comfortable with, they don't know how to use it properly, and it could lead to further damage, and it's very dangerous to do that. So my advice would be, little by little, throw away your tools. Don't do it all together, because that will give you more anxiety and you'll be more anxious, and it's not going to be a good transition process. Now, you could talk about this with your therapist about how many you should throw out. What I usually do is I start with 1 week, I will throw out one. The next week, I will throw out another. And then another week, I'll throw out another. And as the weeks go by, my comfort blanket slowly comes off. You're not ripping off a band-aid. You're slowly pulling your comfort away from those tools. You are saying to yourself each week, I don't need self-harm. I don't need to do this to myself. So each week, it's in your head. Each week you are recovering and you are accomplishing something amazing. You are throwing away your tool. So my advice to you is, little by little, throw them away. Don't rip it off, just little by little. 1 week, throw one away. The next week, another. And before you know it, your comfort blanket is completely gone. Your urges are down and you don't need those tools anymore to cope. And that feeling, when you get there, that feeling is amazing. You feel free, you feel freedom, you feel in control of your life. And that's good. That's a good feeling. Now you want to throw away your tools. But how do we do that safely? How do we throw away our tools safely? Now, I wrote down some tips on how to throw them away. The one thing I do not want you to do is to throw them away somewhere where you can pick them back up. I've made that mistake. I've thrown them away in a garbage can, and I know which garbage can I threw them away in, and I just went back and picked it up because I was weak. We've all been there. I know we have. We throw them away in the garbage can, we're like, I'm through, and then you're like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, and feel like you're not strong enough. So don't throw it away in the trash can, because if you have little siblings around, you don't want them picking it up. You don't want people around you, if you live in an apartment, you have roommates, you don't want them to find out. You might not be ready for that, is what I'm trying to say. So a garbage can is really not the best place to do it. So here's some tips to help you throw away your tools safely. So 1, no one else gets harmed, and 2, you don't go back for them. A dumpster. Now, when you throw away your tool in a dumpster, don't just throw it away in a dumpster. Wrap it up in some newspaper and wrap it up in some duct tape, make a duct tape ball. That's a very safe way to do it. Another way is throwing it off a bridge. I did this one time and I felt like it was really freeing. Don't just throw it off a bridge, because then that might get in the stream and hurt, wildlife or animals or humans. Do the duct tape ball, tape it to a rock or a weight, and then throw it down so no one gets hurt. You could do it to a beach or river. Make sure it's a place that no one really swims so no one gets hurt. Tie it down with a weight or do the duct tape ball. Give it to somebody. Give it to your therapist. Give it one by one slowly to your therapist, or give it to your friend. Give it to a friend, a family member, someone you know to trust, someone who knows about your self-harm, someone who is there for you in your recovery, someone in your support system. Give them your tool. I've done that before, where one time I had a really good friend in high school, and we met up one day between classes because I was texting him. He says, give them to me. I opened up my backpack. I gave him like 10, and he was like, whoa, but it really helped me because it was out of my life. He kept me accountable for what I was doing. It just felt great to do that, to give it to someone that you trust and that is helping you through your own recovery. Some stores have sharp object bins. That's always a good place to put them, and it's a very safe place to put them. Some hospitals have them too, but I know like Target, Walmart might have them. It's called a sharp object bin. So you can put them up in a baggie or do the newspaper thing like I said and throw them in there. And finally, you can bury them in the ground. Make a grave for your self-harm tools. I really hope this video helped you and gave you some confidence to throw out your self-harm tools. I know it's scary. I know it's a long process, and maybe you don't feel ready right now. Take it one day at a time. Take it 1 week at a time. Take it 1 hour at a time. Take it at your own pace, and I want you to know that you can do this. You can recover. This is just a milestone in your recovery. I want you to know that you are strong enough to do this. You are worth recovery, and recovery is so damn possible. I love you guys so much. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye guys.